Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, July 29th. Sitting here fucking early in the morning, and it's Joe, as you know. Time for the day after Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast. And, let's see. For starters, what the fuck did I want to say, man? He actually seemed a little fucking peppy. A little, little happier to do the cast. Not so jet lagged and fucking. I will tell you one thing. Though. The smack in the lips on the coffee, man. And I can't even complain because I'm one of those. Well, I'm not a lip smacker like that, but and I chew with my mouth closed. I'm not a fucking animal, but for some reason, when I chew and I make more noise. And it's like no matter, even if I go slow, fast, I don't know. I don't know if I just have a, salivating mouth, like if I just, like food that much, that my mouth gets fucking sloppy or what. But, I've had people be like, oh, you chew loud, I need to sit farther away from you. And, so no, I'm not sitting here, bitching. But at the same time, I guess I am bitching because you're doing your podcast and, it's always, oh, like I said, this amazing fucking Persian coffee brewed by the pharaohs of Egypt and the ancient and blah, 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 and fucking yada, yada. And it's like, dude, you got a fucking, a coffee mate, creamer bottle like the rest of I don't know. I'm just fucking around. I don't even drink coffee. No, so yeah, he was a little peppy in the cast. Had some energy. It's good. It gave me some energy. I needed that. Had a rough weekend. Lost my phone screen cracked. My PlayStation controller broke. I accidentally spilled the drink all over a table that had like all my fucking electronics and shit on it. So, that sucked. Let's see, what else? Happy Gilmore's out. The second one. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces. I tried to watch it twice, but, last few days, my head's just been on my ass. Yeah, I haven't really, been thinking too much, I guess, or thinking about, other shit. When I mean other shit, I mean besides, just I'm in my head. Last couple of days, I've just been in my head, just thinking, just fucking. I don't know how to explain it, but it is what it is, Anyways, though, back to Bill. This is what we fucking do it for. This is what we do it for, is to fucking talk shit. It's the shit talking Bill Burrcast, right? No, funny part, so I actually, he said he was doing his podcast in his studio, he said, which was his truck, and that's how I know I've made it, because I have the same studio. Oh, no, I don't even know what truck he has, but I'm in my truck too, so that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like somehow we're on the same level, like when Adam Sandler, well, I don't know if Sandler does it, but Robin Williams, what I heard was he hired a homeless person in every movie just to help him get some money and stuff. It's like I feel like I'm on the level with Bill now on the podcast, because I do it out of my truck. The only difference is on that note, speaking of the truck, I didn't hear anybody else, like when he's like, do you hear that Tesla going by, and then the Tesla backing up too? I heard the Tesla. Yeah, it sounded like a fucking spaceship. Like, I'm all with you there on that one. My thing is, where's the fucking sound of your truck? Like, no, it's morning, so I'm sure he did. Yeah, it's morning. He probably had it turned off in a parking spot, sitting there sipping his fucking coffee. Yeah, because driving, I mean, even when I drive, it's obviously there's no video, so it's hands free. But even then, sometimes it's hard to focus on the thought. Like yesterday, he lost one of his thoughts. He actually edited the video, though. Something happened. I forget what it was. Oh, a spam call, maybe. And he edited it, but when he came back, he was talking about the Red Sox and shit. And then he just comes back and he's like, well, that fucking thought's gone. That thought's gone. That's it. All right, on to the Reeds or the fucking whatever, and that was it. But no, so yeah, the Teslas, like I said, my first thought was, besides that, it just sounds weird. Like he said, it's that fucking spaceship sound. No, the funny part was, they drove past a couple times. He said to get a picture, but, and I'm not saying I wouldn't get a picture of Bill, I mean, like I said, I'm always down to fucking paparazzi, meet, whatever you want to call it, fucking, I'm not going to be one of those people down the street with a camera all fucking turning the camera angles and shit like fucking, yeah, let me see your good side. Show me the coffee, Bill. Oh, and then speaking of the coffee, he's talking about making a fucking heart in it. That used to be in Bill's words, that used to all be bundled up in a little thing in your chest called gay. That you're not allowed to act or say or do or whatever. And now he's making sweet little cupcakes and hearts and fucking, crepes and shit. Oh, he's becoming an old man for real. Like, he's becoming almost more of a grandpa. I mean, if you made old dads, then what movie are you going to make for grandpas? Decrepit grandpas? Is that the movie? Or fucking, undead grandpa? Yeah, there's a good one. You and the guys from the first movie all, get like a gray zombie skin makeup and make a fucking comedy about grandpas, but it's like you're not alive. It's like a Beetlejuice almost. Like you're not alive, but you're still there, and you're still alive. You're still there. You're like undead for the grandkids, and you're fucking, you love them and shit, but you're getting in trouble. No, but yeah, he's definitely becoming an old man, I think, with the fucking sitting in the car when, in his robe, fucking grabbing the newspaper at the end of the driveway, like he said, fucking, watching people go jogging and skating and shit. Like, I saw this thing online and it kind of makes me think it's him. I think it's this AI thing on fucking online. It was like this old man, he goes, I get up at 6 a.m., I'm retired, I'm 70 whatever years old, and I leave at 7 a.m. to drive around town at 10 miles an hour under the speed limit because I have nowhere to be and everyone else has to get to work. Which, I see that being Bill now. Like, not being a dick, but just, fucking, he's not in a rush anymore. He's not in a rush to make money, not in a rush to have a family. Like he said, he's got everything, he's got all the time in the world, he said, which is fucking, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He talks about billionaires buying yachts. Like, all the billionaires, they buy a yacht. And, I'm not saying he doesn't pay the people that work for him good. I don't know what he pays them. If I did, I'd be fucking working for him. Right? But hold on one second. No, so he says that. And then not too much longer, a helicopter flies over his cast, and he's like, oh look, there's something, that I'm not licensed yet to fly, but he's got his own helicopter. And now I'm sitting here thinking, like, obviously it's a far stretch because, like, the yacht, you land your helicopter on your yacht, so you're at the first stage, buddy. Like, I don't know if he realizes that a lot of his audience looks at him the same way as the billionaires. It's like I said, how many millions do you need before you stop, collecting money, Man, I don't even know what to fucking say there, because, like, I mean, on one, it's a coin flip. On one end, on one side, he's not a billionaire, and, like I said, he probably does, treat his friends well, and his employees, and if you know whatever. And but at the same time, you know, it's like I said, you know, from me looking up, you know, the whole swinging up deal. It's like, yeah, you know, the billionaires at the end of the day, it's the CEOs. You know, like Bill's not affecting my paycheck, but you know, the CEOs who make the prices on you know, auto parts and the metal that goes into auto parts, or even metal into manufacturing, the, you know, the screws, the fucking washers, the you know, gaskets, rubber prices, whatever, all the dumb shit that goes into everything. And that's just my, you know, my industry. But so, you know, yeah, I get it on that. You know, my pay is pretty much, you know, dictated by all that shit. And then, you know, my spending, I don't mean spending like just fucking wee, because I don't know I don't know many adults that have that kind of money. But what I mean by spending is like food, gas, fucking surviving money after you pay your bills. You know, that's, I get that that's controlled too, because it's taxed, you know, taxed when we pay, or taxed when you work, taxed when you pay, and then taxed again at the end of the year, and then taxed again, and then taxed again. And then on top of that, you know, prices like the oil prices he's talking about, you know, it could be whatever, and they said it so something else. Yeah, or it could be you know, he fucking God, I don't want to say they could make it cheap, because yeah, they can make oil cheap, but you know, it's obviously, it's fucking, look at Florida, man. The temperatures in Florida have been like, you know, feels like 120, 130, or not 130, but like 120, 115. That's just, I mean, how do animals, how do humans, you know, you can't, it's gonna be, you're gonna stop going outside. Like, people aren't gonna be able to go outside in Florida because fucking, you know, because they can't fucking survive. Like, I mean, holy shit. You know, I mean, I'm so thankful that I moved. I'm so thankful I'm up here. Because, man, the summers, you know, even the days when they say, oh, it's 100, you know, it feels like 100 out. It's like, yeah, but that's your feels like, not not your feels like it's fucking different for, you know. But point is, I'm so used to Florida heat that it's nothing here for me. So I'm loving it. But yeah, but Bill having a helicopter, you know, it's just funny because a millionaire talking about billionaires, that's how I feel talking about Bill. Except for I don't hate him, you know. Or, well, you know, I don't know if he hates the billionaires, but he sure does talk like it. So, you know, he makes it sound like he's personally affected, like somebody in his family, or maybe people in his family or his friends, like they're struggling or they're having, you know, I don't know. But it's like, you know, I mean, people, all the rich, famous people say the same shit. You know, yeah, you know, when even the politician, yeah. When I talk to the general public, you know, oh yeah, they say it's fucking, you know, economy's horrible, and they can't afford to pay for, you know, a bunch of bananas and fucking what was it? Eggs, the price of eggs, and you know, shit like that. They all say the same shit, but nobody does anything about it, you know. I mean, I guess the closest that I would say to anybody doing anything about it would be fucking Ozzy. And you know, that's his tribute to the world when he, you know, his final concert. All the money, you know, went to all the charities and shit, and you know, and pray, hope and pray that those fucking charities take the, you know, do the right thing with the money, because you know, that's a whole different story. Which charities are, you know, good and which are just scams, and which this and that, blah blah blah. But you know, we're gonna take it as, you know, in Ozzy's heart, you know, his farewell was a gift, you know, and that's the way he meant it. So whether Amazon delivered the package or not to the right house, you know, that's not his fault. He ordered it. You know, and R.I.P. to him, to Malcolm, and I believe his name. And I'm sorry, I don't know it. I didn't really watch the Cosby Show. And I know he said, you know, everybody Channel 4, it was on, yada yada. And I mean, I did see there was if it's the show with fucking Steve Urkel, I might even be the guy. But Steve Urkel, that's the only show that and even then I was too involved in like my toys, my video games, going outside, blah blah blah. So I just caught shit like that in passing. So but either way, you know, him, Hulk Hogan, fucking Terry, whatever his last name, Balea or some shit. And then, of course, Ozzy, it's been there's the trifecta. They say it happens in threes. So there's 3 for you. But shit, it sucks. It just reminds me of, my own mortality. Oh, and then Bill said he had a friend or somebody he knew that passed away younger than he was, or he is, or no, not a friend. I think he was reading a writer was writing a story in, and he was talking about somebody passing away, or maybe, I don't remember exactly, but Bill was talking about it, and he was like, man, it's like, I live longer than that guy, or that girl, or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it makes me think all the time, it's like, damn, man, I'm not saying at 33 I'm at midlife, but I mean damn near, because double that is 60. Like Bill said, when somebody asked him in there, he's like, I'm 40. What did he say? He said I'm 56. He's like, double that's 112. So I'm past. He's past halfway. I would argue the same for myself. Well, not past halfway, but I would argue that 30s. At least, for the lower class, fucking regular class people, average people, your 30s, maybe 40 for like a woman, maybe, because they live a little longer if you're not as dumb as most men. But, yeah, so on that, thinking of that, it just makes me think about it, like, damn, I gotta, over the weekend, like I said, I was in my head, I was thinking about, my priorities, my life, and things that I feel like, I'm doing wrong. Like, to quote Ozzy's, one of his songs, he's talking about looking back on his own life and thinking about all the things I've done to myself. And that's so fucking relevant, man. All the things that I've done to myself, like, I mean, obviously, some things you don't do to yourself. Like, if you're sitting at a red light and a car comes flying through the fucking light, sliding into you and smashes and kills you or something, or fucking, if you're in your house sleeping in a tornado or, stuff like that, you don't cause that yourself. You're not like sleeping and you're like, fucking, God make a tornado, fucking destroy me. You're not, I don't think that's how it goes. But, I do believe you create your own, karma, is one word, but I'm not even talking about karma. But, it's like you manifest, if you let happy thoughts win, then your happy thoughts are going to win. You let negative thoughts win, then, they're going to win. But, either way, the thoughts you let in are the thoughts that are going to win. Let's see, though. Bill. Fucking, you got the old truck. He mentioned teaching his kid to drive, which, that to me is just, the same thing with my dad, and that's an older parents thing, at least that I know of. I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if fucking, kids today, if their parents are gonna teach them, at 12, 13 years old or whatever, but, I mean, it's good to start. It's never a bad thing to start, because I actually, my dad raced monster trucks and off-road trucks around the country when I was a teenager, so, I got a lot more experience. I was, racing and shit a lot younger than most people even start steering. But, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And give me 1 second. I'm actually going to order my breakfast real quick. All right, I figured I'd add you in for part of it. It's just not the ordering part, that's the pain in the ass part. But, see, I was sitting here at the window, you guys are live with me. The drive-thru, man. On the way to work, getting something to eat. No, I just don't have any other, no other shit about Bill to talk about, I guess. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Man, there's this cute girl in the drive-thru, and I hit it every morning to get my, as I've said before, I don't drink coffee, but I do get soda every morning. Yeah, I know it's bad for you, it's bad for your teeth, it's bad for your health, it's sugar, it's diabetes, it's blah, blah, blah. Don't give me the spiel, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna die anyway one day. So I'm gonna drink my soda like people drink their coffee and like fucking, all that and bag of chips. But, Anyway, no, so there's this cute girl in the fucking drive-thru, and I see her every single day, or most every day, and it makes me think, well, shit, I should say something. It'd be different if I only saw her once. Those kind of interactions, especially with fucking social media, it's damn near impossible anymore to meet anybody because it's like fucking you go say I'm out in public, like unless I'm at a bar, like actually there's a club close by not tonight, Friday, that's having it's kind of cool. They're calling it the red light green light party or some shit. And you wear red if you're taken and you wear green if you're single. So I mean that right there, that's a fucking like a speed dating kind of, not speed dating, but it's a nightclub. You're having dance floor music, bass is gonna be bouncing your hair around and shit. So to have that, and then on top of it to have a fucking to have a sign, I guess you could say, like a sign on every person, like I'm fucking single or I'm taken. That right there is awesome because all the takens can do their thing, and I just ignore the red shirts. Like fucking. I feel like that's a thing. Like I know there's a red coats like for the British or something, but I don't know why I feel like red shirts is a saying too. But yeah, so it's like I might actually go just because. Even not even for the this just the single part, but just the fact of, like I said, anybody in green, like if you're wearing green, especially on that, like if you come in and you're wearing fucking yellow or black or fucking or some other color or some shit, or a dress that has both colors, or I don't know, but if you're dressed up differently, white, whatever, then obviously you didn't get the memo. But, like I said, for anybody in green, that right there is like an open fucking, at least to say hello. But, no, the cute girl in the drive-thru, man, I mean, like I said, I see her every morning, she's got a cute smile, and she fucking, I don't know, I just feel like, I see her enough, I should fucking, let my fucking pear hang down a little and fucking, say something, like, fucking be a man and just... One morning, just, not even ask her for a number or nothing, hard. Just fucking, you got a beautiful smile, something like that. And then, that'll be it for the day. We'll work into it. Like I said, I go there every morning. Worst case, she's like, I'm taken, or, thank you, but, thank you, but that's, I don't, either, it's uncomfortable, whatever. But that's what I was getting at, is the fucking problem with meeting people. That's why that green shirt thing is cool, because like I said, even if I'm not even gonna go up to people and fucking, try and date them. I don't, shit. I gotta get to know you. You gotta get to know me. There's once you hit a certain age, there's no quick dating anymore. I mean, there's the old fucking hit it and quit it ordeal. If you're into that, But as far as this guy has a Black Fathers Matter shirt on. Like, now we're combining that fathers don't get enough, like, that we already had, like, the BLM, like, not had, like, it's over. I mean, well, people's lives are going to matter forever. But, like, what I mean is, like, there was already that whole, like, build up and then, die down of energy of the movement. And, obviously, with the current, the current way the country's going, I don't know if, I don't know how everything's turning out, but it seems like everybody's understanding now that fucking humans are humans. But no, this guy has a Black Fathers Matter shirt, which, I mean, like I said, now we're combining, I mean, of course, of course you matter, but, I guess I'm assuming wearing that shirt that he's in the kid's life, because I was going to say, and this isn't even a black or white, this is just a father thing, especially nowadays, is dads aren't in their kids' lives anymore, so, or, a lot aren't, so, like, you're representing a very small number there, buddy, like, even taking out the black part, even if you just put fathers matter, yes, they do. My dad, luckily I had me, my sisters, we all have and had our dad in our lives. Not that him and I are fucking, we don't hug and stick one leg in the air when we see each other. Like, when I saw him, just this 4th of July weekend, him and my sister's visit from Florida. And, as soon as I saw him, it wasn't a fucking, a big old family fucking, oh my God, look at you, you grew a beard, and look at you, you're getting older and older every day. And it was none of that shit. No, it was fucking, I got a text that said you got an Amazon package outside, but obviously it's from my fucking dad, so obviously it's not an Amazon package. How would he know? Being that I'm fucking across the country, but that was it. So I come outside and he's got the window down, smoking a joint, sitting in his truck. Just pulled up like 8:30 in the morning. I told this story on an earlier podcast of him showing up, but no. But the point is the greeting. Like I said, I got the message, walked outside, because I already knew, like I said, knew it was him. Walked outside, he's got the window down, he's smoking, I walk up to the window. What's up? That's how, what's up? That's the fucking greeting between, a grown man and his dad, at least, in the age of, in the age of Bill Burr style dads. I don't mean him as a dad, because he's trying to be like the super fun fucking, sure, eat 2 cookies, have a donut, let's go to the park. Like, he's being the fun, got the money dad. So go back to his dad, because that's more like it. Besides a little less abusive, a little, just a hair. Because I never got a doll for Christmas, but I did get called a pussy and a bitch a lot until I grew up. Or, became a man, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But yeah, I got to get gas real quick, sneak some breakfast in and hit work. So that's the podcast. We're going to catch back in on Friday after Bill, see what happened throughout the week. Hopefully nothing stupid happens. Hopefully no more shit breaks. Oh, got my identity fucking cranked. Oh, look at that. I might have just started a new fucking word. Got my identity cranked yesterday, so I had to make a bunch of calls to credit bureaus and shit. So, yeah, thanks to fucking all the assholes who, can't just get your own credit. Gotta fucking, try and piggyback off somebody else's and fuck their life over. But, yeah, we'll check back on Friday. Have a happy, safe, sexy, healthy, all that shit, like I say, week. And go fuck yourselves. Bill, go fuck yourself. You still haven't heard the cast, and if you have, you haven't said anything, so go fuck yourself. All right, I'm out.